Hello, Cebu Gospel Church people. I am Reverend Reuel Tika coming to you from our place here in Quezon City. Thank you for the opportunity to teach you the techniques in singing. And our workshop this day is a three-part workshop that I have entitled Sing to the Lord. I hope you can read what's said on the sign, Sing to the Lord. Let me read to you two passages from Colossians 3 verse 16, where the Bible says, "Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord." Another text is in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 19, where it says, "Speaking to one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melodies in your heart to the Lord." May God bless the reading of His Word. Both passages were written by the Apostle Paul to two different churches in two different cities. The first one in Colossae, Colossians chapter 3, verse 16, and the second one in Ephesus, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 19. It was almost very much similar to one another, unless the Apostle Paul changes one or two words. In Colossians 3:16, he says, "Singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord." Whereas in Ephesians, it says, "Singing with melody, making melody in your hearts to the Lord." I don't know the situation there, but it may be that the Apostle Paul knew that the Christians in Colossae needed more grace. They've got good melody. And the Christians in Ephesus needed more melody. They've got good singing with grace. See, when you sing not only with good melody and good singing, but also with grace. So two things that we will learn this afternoon. We'll be singing with grace and singing with melody. But first off, we will study the technique of breathing. And this is part one, breathing. Can you breathe? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Did you notice what part of your body expands? In our body, we have the lungs as our breathing tool, the lungs. So I am not an artist. I am an artist and I'm a singer, but not an artist, drawing artist. So think, for example, if this is a side view of a person's face, that should be the face, the eyes. Let's put some hair on him. And this will be his body. All right. I'm just making some drawings here. Now, in this drawing, if you see that there is inside the body is the lungs. Pair of lungs. And if you notice, the lungs, I magnified it so that you can see it. I hope you can see it. The lungs, it has two parts, the upper part and the lower part. The upper part is obviously shorter or smaller than the lower part. So you've got two parts of the lungs. You've got the upper part and the lower part. When you breathe and you feel that your shoulders expand, you're using the upper lungs. Breathe and you feel that your stomach expands, you're using the lower lungs more. So the proper way of breathing is using the lower lungs more. So how do we do this? When we breathe, try to breathe like you were surprised. Like you were surprised with in a birthday, or probably surprised with what happened, the news that you heard. So the immediate reaction would be a quick breath, short breath, and quick, like that. Can you try that? 1, 2, 3. Yan. So when you do a quick breath, and that's number one, quick breath. Quick breath. When you breathe short and quick, that will be using your lower lungs more. So if you now try a quick breath slowly. So you don't do, no, but you do quick breath, that's what you're thinking of, but you do it slowly, like that. So number 2 exercise will be slowly do a quick breath. So it's the same quick breath, but do it slowly this time. So you do it like this. So now you feel that your lower lungs expand, because not your shoulder expand, but also your lower lungs. Now, number 3 and final breath exercise, number 3, will be hold your sides. Okay, so what I mean by hold your sides will be this. With your hands, the 2 hands, hold your sides like that, like this, like that, and squeeze in and breathe. Slowly breathe. Inhale, exhale with your mouth. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So what's happening right now is because you have that tension, both right and left, you will now feel that tension, and the goal is to take that tension or fight with that tension out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. The reason why I asked you to breathe through your mouth is because I want you to hear what's happening, and deeper breath if you use your mouth. Now you can also use your nose like this, like that. You can also use that. All right, so these are 3 breathing techniques that I taught you. Now, why did we start with part 1, breathing? Because most of singing is actually breathing. Most of singing is breathing. It is very imperative that we understand that when we sing, we actually exhale air. So it's important for us to understand how to inhale air properly. And we inhale air properly if we use our lower lungs more. So let's do a review. 3 exercises of our part 1 breathing. Number 1, the quick breath. You ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Number 2. Now, the same principle applies. Quick breath, but now do it slowly. What do I mean? In your mind, you think quick, but you're actually doing it slower. You ready? 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. There you go. So now you're actually using your lower lungs in doing this. Now for our 3rd and final exercise, we do hold your sides. Both right and left hands place in your upper thigh, and you breathe. Inhale now. Exhale now. Inhale now. Exhale now. One more. Inhale now. Exhale now. Believe it or not, if you breathe correctly, you will sing correctly. Let's go with part 2. Thank you so much.